All right, guys, no intro today. We're going straight into it. Surging Sparks is going out of control. So in today's video, we're going to talk about the booster box prices here on TCG Player. I'm also going to be looking at some of the singles. We're going to look at the Pikachu both on eBay and on TCG Player and compare the two. And I want to talk to you guys about something that my distributor told me that has me a little bit worried, actually, about the future of some other early set releases while all this hype is going on, as well as Surging Sparks. So let's go ahead and look at the booster box prices, guys. Now, since release, we have seen nothing but upticks. We saw this small dip on the actual release day. So on the midnight or right before midnight, we saw some people list stuff for TCG Player. And that was that small dip that you guys were able to get boxes for like $145. And that only lasted for a few hours. And then everything just started to ramp right back up. Lowest listed price for an actual booster box, not 36 packs, which TCG Player, get it together. Don't let people list this under booster boxes. Stop it. We have a lowest listed price of $171.97 with shipping included. So $172 before taxes. Out the door is insane. But guys, right now they still have them in stock on Pokemon Center's website. So if you are looking to buy a booster box, do not buy it from TCG Player. If you have store credit, sure, whatever. But do not buy from TCG Player if you don't have store credit, because you can get the box for $10 cheaper, and it is free shipping on Pokemon Center because it qualifies for free shipping at the money you're spending. But take note, Pokemon Center is sold out of everything except for sleeve boosters and booster boxes. So I do not know how much longer that this is going to last before this dries up too. Now, looking at the prices, like I said, is $170, but one thing I heard from my distributor, and we're going to talk about what I was told from my distro. I use PhD and Southern Hobby as my distributors, and I heard two different things from both of them, but both were bad. None of them were good. So one of them was completely sold out. They have nothing to offer us. And then next week, when they get out of the Disney Lorcana release from this week, they're going to examine what they possibly have coming in, and most likely it'll be part of a bundle, and it's going to be offered at a higher rate. It's not even going to be offered to us at the normal rate, and the set hasn't even been out for a week yet, okay? Also, my other distributor, today, we were able to order just two single boxes. It's a limit 2 per account per week, and they are making us pay $125 when normal distro, guys, when you buy from distro, typically your price is going to be anywhere between like $86 to $96 depending on the volume that you buy and what kind of deal your distro is giving you. Okay, to be charging $125 a box out the gate, not even being out a week yet, is absolutely diabolical. And they told us that Pokemon gave them the boxes for that second little wave that they had where they're offering us 2 booster boxes, that Pokemon even sold it to them for more. So does that mean that Pokemon is going to be holding less or sending less first to distributors and waiting and then selling more to them after the price goes up after release? I hope that's not something that happens regularly. I'm praying that this is a black swan event and never happens again. So hopefully that doesn't happen like that ever again. But let's go ahead and take a look at some of the singles. Obviously, guys, the Pikachu doing crazy things here. Now, the lowest listing on TCG Player is $650. Less than 4 days ago, this card was at $300. Not even 4 days ago. You would have been able to pick up this card for $300 to $350 near mint. It has done nothing but climb. It hit a couple little shelves where it paused, and it has been doing nothing but running. And I mean, sales data here, I don't think this could be market manipulation realistically. I honestly think it's just all FOMO driven. And it's a lot of the reasons for what I'm saying too, because if a lot of store owners and a lot of people know that we don't really have a lot of product coming in, that means booster box prices are going to go up. That means singles prices are going to start going up if the popularity and the demand stays the way it is. But look, you guys have boxes sold, or Pikachu sold for as high as $650. You got 1 or 2 sales in here in the $425 range. I don't know if that's Japanese for this one since it does have a picture, but this one was most likely English. It doesn't have a picture. It was $425. My guess is it could have been a really off-centered version maybe, and they just wanted to get rid of it and take some profits, because even if it's really off-centered, it still counts as near mint. That doesn't go against the card. But still, a lot of sales in that 600 range here. So plenty of sales data to support that. And if you guys look at eBay, it's a lot of the same. I'm filming this video at 4 o'clock Eastern Standard Time on Tuesday, November 12th, okay? And the sales here are still in the 600 range, 600, 575, 649, so another one at the height. This one was best offer accepted, probably because it's not that good in quality, but still 600, 575, 575, 644. And these are all today, guys. These are all sales from today. This is the one from yesterday. There was one that was listed yesterday, November 11th, and someone sold it for $356, and this was coming out of Australia, so I don't know if there's going to be a difference in price in terms of Australian dollars to US dollars. I don't know if that changes on this order. Don't quote me on that. I don't know. But even before that, you had one that sold for 730, which I think that this is just an outlier. Somebody was probably having a few drinks when they were doing some bids on eBay is probably what I'm guessing. But yes, guys, I do think realistically, if the product dries up and the demand for this Pikachu card stays where it is, you guys will most likely see this card get to the $1,000 mark. And the reason why I say that is there's more demand for this card than there was for Umbreon, okay? And Umbreon, after release, Evolving Skies came out August of 2021, okay? If you look here, Umbreon stayed along this 200 range for quite some time. This is into 2022, summer of 22, and then not till fall of 2022, a year later after release, it started going to that 500 mark and started climbing. Then it cooled down when everything, the economy and everything started cooling down a little bit. If you guys remember, like Bitcoin boomed and then everything started cooling down again. Everything started cooling back down. So that's when this cooled down again before it just started to ramp up like crazy and get to that $1,000 mark where it is now. And it's had some ups and downs in between there. But I do think that this Pikachu is going to be a strong contender for that until we finally see a reprint. So until we see a reprint or a massive restock, I think that the Pikachu is going to slowly and steadily climb to that price point. And there's only 20 listings, guys. So the fact that there's only 20 listings, the lowest is at 650. Let's see what the highest listing is at. I bet you it's in the 900 range. Got to be. And yep, we have listings as high as $1,200, $1,200, $1,400. Easy PSA 10. Nothing's an easy PSA 10, guys. Don't believe anything anybody ever puts like easy PSA 10. This is a PSA 10. Don't believe it. You have to see that card for yourself, send in to grading, and it's always subjective depending on who's grading it. No matter what you think, it's an opinion. It's never a guarantee. So don't think that ever in a million years that the card's going to 10 just because someone says it should get a 10. All right, so let's look at a couple other cards. We got the Latias. This one did drop like normal, but it didn't drop a ton. Usually what we see for cards that end up in that $100 to $200 range at pre-order or pre-release prices with all the hype, they end up dropping back down to like that $100 range, right? Like close to 30 to 50%. Typically is what we've been seeing on set releases. And there was a drop down to 185. So a 15% drop's not a whole lot from release. And it's already since then ticked back up another 5%. So lowest listing to this card are in the 120 range, or sorry, the 2 to 220 range. And only a couple listings are at that 200 mark, and the rest are all at like 220, including the shipping. So I do think that the reason for the Latias being out there is because there's a lot of people that do love Latios and Latias together, and that is the other reason why you're seeing the Latios card hold at that $40 price point. And it's been that way since release. It really didn't pre-order any higher, and it didn't change. It's just still sitting very consistent between 40 and 45. I do think you can see this card upwards of 60 very, very soon if the Latias continues to go up. So if this card continues to go up, I do believe that this card is also going to continue to go up because people, I think, are going to start probably trying to buy these in pairs, if I had to guess. And again, that is just a guess, guys. This is my opinion on stuff, but been pointing out pretty much the obvious over the last few weeks with a lot of this stuff. It's been reacting the ways that we've been hoping or been thinking it's going to. Now, the gold Pikachu, the secret rare Pikachu, is over $100 now. Lowest listing is $130. This is the first gold card, guys, that's pre-ordered at a crazy price and held and not tanked after release. This is the only one that's ever happened. Even Terapagos tanked after release on the gold. We didn't see any kind of downturn. No downturn in the last month. Started off super, super cheap. If you guys got in early, we were able to get this for 40, 50 bucks. And then now it's over $100. I think a lot of people are banking on the fact that A, it's Pikachu, and number two, golds are technically rarer or harder to pull than the special illustration rares. Our data here on the channel, we opened up 2,500 packs. We pulled 17 gold cards and 42 special illustration rares. So almost, or actually right at triple what we would have pulled from golds to SARs. Now, obviously, there's more SARs than gold cards, so the odds of getting a specific one of each are a little different. But I do think that this card, if we do see a reprint, I think is going to take the hardest hit when it comes to some of the cards. I do think that this will probably end up back down in this lower range, in this 40 to 50 range, if we do see a big reprint. But again, Hydreigon just dropped below, $100. But again, yes, it dropped, but we're not seeing like the normal drops on the big cards. Yes, this was probably the biggest drop at 22%. There's only one card that had really another bigger drop, and that's the Alolan Executor. This one's almost a 50% drop, 41% from the release. So it pre-ordered at about $100, and then it was at just about 50 the other day. You were able to get copies of these actually as low as $47 I saw the other day. But now at $50, do I think this is still a great price? I'm not sure. I still think that if you are a collector and you don't have to have it right this second, I do think that it is worth waiting for a reprint or a big restock. And obviously, if I get any information, I always share that with you guys, whether it be on the live streams or here if I make a video like today. I just wanted you guys to have this information about what I heard from distro and look at some of the prices, because I said I wanted to wait about a week. Tomorrow would have been a week if we'd waited a week to look at the prices like we did last time. So I really wanted to give it some more time, but the price is just going insane, guys. And, you know, even the full art Pikachu rebounded really well. It was pre-ordering at $34, and now the lowest listing is $27-ish. But the 1 month chart's a little bit better. So you have this dip down here to like 15 bucks. I saw listings as 15. It says 19, but you had listings as low as 15 bucks in this range. And now it's back up to $30 again. So it almost doubled back to where it was. And I think the reason why I've been seeing a little bit of Pikachu being played on the TCG ladder and people actually playing a Pikachu deck. So I think that the reason why this is going up is because people are trying to just get a higher rarity card instead of the regular one to fill out their decks. And I think that's the main reason why this one is going back up in price. Not so much just because it's Pikachu and I want to spend money on Pikachu cards that aren't the SAR. I do think this one has more relative data to be related to the meta of the game, or people speccing on it going to be doing well in the meta. That doesn't mean it's doing well now. I think people are speccing on it, buying their copies of 4 if they think they're going to need 4, that kind of thing. And the Milotic, I do think now dropping under $100. This one's at about $80, lowest listing. I think to me, this is like one of the most beautiful cards, and it's another double piece artwork. So the Feebas that pairs with this right now, I do think could potentially move up in price as well if you start to see Milotic go up. So I do think that this in tandem with the Feebas is going to do a lot of the same with Latios and Latias. I still think a lot of these prices are inflated, guys. I think that you're going to see a better time to buy these singles. Do I think it's going to be anytime soon? No. I don't think it's going to be anytime soon. When I say soon, within the next 4 months, I don't think there's going to be any better, quote unquote, better time to really buy these cards. Because if you guys know that the way Pokemon reprints and tries to get restocks out there and stuff like that, it takes them some time. They have to concentrate on the next set that they're printing. If there's any issues with the printing of the next set, a lot of things are factored into whenever they're making printings of new cards or reprints of older sets. So I do think it's going to take some time. Buy your booster boxes of Surging Sparks from Pokemon Center. Do not pay the higher price on TCG Player right now. You're going to get them for about $10 cheaper over on Pokemon Center's website. And then once this dries up, guys, God help us all, because this box price is going to get closer and closer to 200. I don't think it'll take that long. And I really think the Pikachu, if you see the box prices hit 200, you're going to see the Pikachu hitting 1,000. You're going to start seeing this hit 4 figures. The PSA 10, I haven't looked at PSA 10 data. I didn't do that before today's video. I was concentrating on raw data and booster box data and just talking about distro, and I just wanted to leave you guys with that. So hopefully you guys got some good information in today's video. Hopefully you guys are having some good luck opening some stuff. I know it's a lot of fun to open, but I do also know it is super frustrating with the price of things. I get it. I totally understand. So I know a lot of people are going to be super frustrated when it comes to being able to find stuff at a fair price or what they deem a fair price or a good price. So keep an eye on your targets for sleeve boosters, elite trainer boxes, and some of the other ancillary products, as well as going to check GameStop too. GameStop does have booster boxes. I think they're $120 or $130 if they have them in stock. I know they didn't get many, so make sure you guys go check your local game stores as well. Some of them are priced below market price as well. And once all that dries up, guys, it's going to be super hard to find. So hopefully you guys got good information in today's video, and I'll keep you all updated whenever I get more information. So I'll see you guys on the next video or the next live, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day.